Geoff, the inauguration of President Trump this week, I mean, a huge moment, obviously, goes without saying. What do you make of this idea that he offers something of a vision and optimism and hope for people?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this movie before, and this is exactly what happened in the run-up to 2016 when he became president as well. I mean, make America great again, and I'm going to put more money in your pocket. I'm going to bring back manufacturing. I'm going to, stop illegal immigration invasions, as he put it, from over our border. I'm going to herald a golden age for America. And if you're a punter at home, right, sounds good to me, quite frankly. He's onto something there. I mean, and that's where I thought the Democrats got it so wrong. As we've said it again in this podcast some months ago, was they were focusing on protecting the institutions of America, and justice, and the importance of respecting the outcomes of elections. All very important stuff, no doubt. But ultimately, people aren't voting on that. That's not what motivates them. They're going to go with the guy that's talking about all the things I said earlier. And so I thought what we saw in his inauguration is I fall from it. Whether he can deliver all this stuff, I think is questionable. I think he knows that. Let's take one example, right? I thought it was really funny. It was a small thing. We're going to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, right? Now, you think about the politics of that for a second. I think you've got to give him credit, and his advisor credit, a lot more credit than perhaps they are given. Because, right, you can't do that unilaterally. I mean, he can do it for, I'm sure, institutions and call it the Gulf of America, but other countries have to be consulted. But he knows that. They know that. You have a bit of a rammy later on, and it's all about how he thinks America's great. I want to make America great, and that's going to be the Gulf. I can't believe I'm not allowed to do that. And then you play the blame game, and then you as the distraction, you play the blame game, because for him, you need enemies. You always need enemies. If you can't do something, it's someone else's fault. And that's how we'll see just about every issue fought. If he's pledged to end the war in Ukraine, well, it was day one, now it's in 100 days. If he doesn't do that, it will be the fault of the European allies, or it'll be the fault of Putin, or it'll be the fault of Zelensky, whoever he chooses on that particular day. And that's how this thing will run. Now, this might sound like I'm being disparaging. I do not like that form of government. But clearly, he's tapped into what he recognises is what people want to hear. And I think there's lessons to be learned from that in our own politics.